Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Proof of Vision. Today we had on Kartin, who's the founder of ORA Protocol. And let me just tell you, if you are into AI and you want to hear some contrarian views on like the state of AI and crypto, then this episode is definitely for you. Kartin has been building in the AI space for a long, long time. So it was very, very interesting to kind of hear, some of his reservations about the space, the things that Aura is built for in terms of addressing the market in the future as AI builds itself out over time. I thought was very, very interesting. So, we get into all of it. We get into the business case of Aura, where they see it going in the future, so on and so forth. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you do, please hit the like and subscribe button, and we will see you next time. All right. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of Proof of Vision. Really, really excited today to have on Kartin, the co-founder from Aura. How are you, sir?
Good. How are you, everyone?
I know I'm doing great. I'm sure everybody is doing great. We were talking about the markets a second ago, so I'm sure everybody is doing amazing. Having a little bit of a bounce back in the market the last couple of days, thank God. But yeah, no, we're doing good. We're doing good. I always like to start off the call, talking a little bit about your personal journey. Maybe give us a little bit of background on yourself. What were you doing before you kind of got into the crypto space? And what led you to build, Aura Protocol at the end of the day? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah. So I started my crypto journey in high school in 2011. So I start from use Python to roll a Bitcoin mining script. And it was like a toy project, but it made me some money. So I have enough fun to come to US to study astronomy. So I studied astronomy for my bachelor in US. And after that, during my bachelor, I actually found another company. It's an AI company in 2015. And then basically what we did is I used the convolutional neural network to identify and classify different stars image into the main sequence map. So basically like astronomy stuff with AI. And obviously most people don't want to pay for it. So it's not a big sell. So after I graduated, I joined Google and I'm working Google as a software engineer. And we did some cryptography stuff and also did some AI stuff in Google. But in 2019, when the bull run of crypto, and I come back and I will start from some small trading and stuff. And later on, I realized that there would be a big opportunity for crypto SaaS because crypto is raising really fast. So I decided to quit my job and then to become full-time entrepreneur in crypto to do a startup. And so in 2022 December, I remember it clearly. ChatGPT came out, and it amazed me because back to 2015 when I built my first AI company, we also tried to use RNN neural network and LSTM long short-term memory to construct a chatbot. It was like the old-fashioned chatbot that do not work. They spell one word, and then we always connect to each other. They will spell area research. They can all connect it, and then probably the A is in front of the E or some whatever reason. And then we spent $100,000 to train the model. Back then it was a large model in 2015, and then and it don't work really well. So but I have imagined what if I have a universal chatbot that can do stuff for me? It will be amazing. The market behind that will be huge. So when I see ChatGPT, I was like, shit, that's the time. And so the first reaction, because I'm working in crypto already at that time, and then so I was like, how about I move this enable smart contract on Ethereum to have this level of ability of computation. And back then, in 2022 or 2023, the cryptography was ZK, zero knowledge proof. And so I actually did a lot of ZK and TE research before I come back to crypto. And so I was thinking about and talk with some of my friends, and they're good scientists, and they're we're looking for, can we actually move a AI model that with billions parameter into crypto, into blockchain, make it on chain. Like the answer is no with ZK, right? With zero knowledge. Usually it's impossible because like you try to use like 2 to the 22 polynomial to prove a model that with like billion parameter, you need to replicate this computation billions times. So basically it's impossible. But I really want to do it, right? So I have my team. That's the time when I met Conway, who's like the major scientist in ORA right now. So we're looking for a way. It's like, what if we cannot use ZK? So how about we use like some another way to do it? So we use some old-fashioned cryptography like Bitcoin. Like the old-fashioned cryptography of Bitcoin is called Merkle tree, right? So like we use Merkle tree to prove AI model and move it to on-chain. And then so we come with a new idea. Like it was really innovative. It was like one of the hottest like AI. So GitHub repo in 2023 is like ancient time now. It's like it feels like it happened long times ago, but actually it's just 2 years ago. So it was like the celebrity in AI crypto. So we open source that, like we call it OPML, optimistic machine learning. So basically what it does is like we convert this AI inference into a Merkle tree, and then the Merkle tree will like become the proof for the inference, so that like people can use the AI model decentralizedly on chain. So we have this like innovative tech. That's why we raised a lot of money from the venture back then. And so what we do after that is like we're looking for PMF, product market fit. Like because I was come from like Web2 background, right? So like the PMF is really important in Web2. So like I was like, okay, can we find a use case when you have AI on blockchain? Now the next step is like, what's the use case, right? So we spent a year, actually literally a year, to find a use case that actually crypto need from AI. Like we like all the hot concept you hear today, we already did all the experiment in 2020, and but it doesn't work. So a lot of stuff that just don't work. It's like because in this cycle in AI, the model that we use is like fundamental structure are transformer. So it's like unpredictable. It's like unsafe when you really use on the financial application, because like 99% of application on blockchain are financial application. So when you try to use transformer structure AI model on it, it will expand the attack vector. It will become it might improve the efficiency of certain protocol in DeFi, but it will also increase the risk to be hacked in the same time. So like so it is not feasible. And so in 2024 last year, so we probably like I finally realized the PMF might be not that big. The market is there's some market, but it's not that big at that time. So like I was like, how about we just launch a token for AI model? And so what if that's the ultimate use case for blockchain? And then in April last year, still remember it correctly. Like we launched like we talked with multiple AI teams. Some of them are really famous like today, like but they were not famous at that time. Like for example, News Research, and for example RWKV, and some like another AI company and research group. So we like at the end, but anyway, we decided to launch a project called OpenLM, Open Language Model, at the end, and then we launched one developer, and then but at that time in April 2024, people haven't seen an AI model that launched a token. So that like the second day is from $1. We launched with 1 million FDV, and like people buy it to 70 million like in 3 days. So it tripled it. Like no, it's not just true. It's 70x in 3 days, and the market went crazy and made us famous at that time. Later on, we also have like back then we one of our member was like advisor for virtuals, and then so we were launching this like model token. What if like some our friends launched an agents token? So that's like, but we didn't pay attention to agent that much back then, because like we think the model is like the really innovative part. But later on, we changed up.
Pair Protocol is the first and only trading platform for narrative trading. Their technology unlocks the ability for anyone to pair trade. For example, if you think ETH will outperform Cardano, you can long ETH ADA in one click with leverage. Or perhaps you think Pepe will continue to outperform Doge. You can long Pepe Doge. Again, all in one transaction. The combinations are endless. Learn more at beta.pair.garden. Gotcha. Interesting. So just to recap, so you created, or used, Bitcoin mining rig to pay for your school in the United States to study astrology, right? Astronomy, right? Yeah. So that in itself, I think I was just talking about this to somebody on another call, right? It's like the underlying thing for a lot of the founders that I talk to. It's like that grind mentality. You know what I mean? Like using like using like certain things as a means to your end, right? And that kind of like underpins like I think what a lot of founders that find success in this business. It's like that mentality, and I think you talked about it a little bit further in what you said about how you kind of created some of these products, right? And they didn't have great PMF. So what you did was you just kept on iterating and iterating and iterating, right, until you found some PMF. And that's what I think a lot of people have to learn from. I think a lot of the, some of the founders in the space have been very successful. Is you've got to meet your customers where your customers are. And if like you don't have any customers with, maybe you built some great tech, but if you don't have a business case and you don't have a great use case for that tech, and there's not good PMF, then yeah, there's really not much, there. There's not a lot of meat on the bone to be had. So it's kind of cool to hear again, another case here where you guys have continued to iterate, continue to build. So I guess, that kind of takes us to like where you guys have been. And I know recently, right, you guys have launched, almost like, I guess the best way to describe it is almost like a competitor to like Virtuals. Virtuals has gotten, very famous for like the, the launchpad, kind of use case for these agents to kind of tokenize themselves. Let's talk about what you guys have built there a little bit, when it comes to, agents being able to tokenize themselves and ultimately launch these tokens.
So in our ecosystem, but because like Virtual was like we advised the project before, like one of our member did, and but it's not like on our ecosystem, right? So like so in 2 months ago, like this like kid called Peter came to our research platform and then asking for some money to start a startup to do an agent launchpad on Aura. So pretty much like we send them the grant and then he built a whole thing called Pump.ai. So basically what it did is like one click to launch like the agent, basically similar stuff. But the different part is like the verifiability part. So the OP agent framework that we promote right now, basically the difference between regular agent launchpad and the OP agent is that like on Pump.ai is that like when you launch a AI on with the OP agent framework, it will give you a smart contract wallet. So basically, every agent will have their own smart contract wallet with this certain method. So basically, our vision for Aura at the end of the day is to build like the biggest like AI intelligent network in the world. So basically, like I have to check back some history of AI development, right? So like in the beginning, I remember in 2015, when we do AI, it calls statistical AI research. So what it did is like you try to use the mathematical way to improve the intelligence system. But in the same time, there's another group of people who invent transformer. They come up with an idea called connectionism. So basically, like their idea is like instead of like using fancy math to explain AI, let's just connect as much dot as possible, as much as neuron as possible, and connect them together. And then you have intelligence. Intelligence is like an essential property of our universe. And once you connect enough, you will have the intelligence emerge from it. And so basically the idea of Aura right now is that like we try to connect as much as intelligent to the Aura network so that like Aura can become the super intelligent, like world super intelligent. So it's like that's like ultimate intelligent entity that can help us to solve a lot of problem. Because in my opinion, because I study astronomy, right? A lot of people ask me about like where's the alien, right? That's normally like the normal people will ask me the first question in most of the time when they heard that I study astronomy back to college. Like where's the alien, right? Like is the alien is this? I was like, okay. And then that's the time I always use it to explain this situation is that called grand filter theory. So it's one of my most favorite like physicists called Furman. And so what he says is that like the reason why the definitely the alien out there, like definitely because just there's too many planets in the universe. Mm-hmm. Like even like the rate, the percentage of like life can be formed on them is like 0.0001%, but still have like tons of them, right? According to the Drake equation. And then, but the problem is like why we haven't seen them, why we haven't even seen any of them that we can talk with. So he come up with an idea called grand filter theory. So his thesis is like most of them cannot be multiplanetary species, so they won't be able to get out from the grand filter. So before they become multiplanetary species, they already kill themselves because like you see human, right? Like you have the like human have the ability to destroy every human basically, but human is like not like ready for multiplanetary yet. So like most of civilization will end it before they become like multiple planetary species. So like so one of the reason of that is like because humans really hard to build trust to each other. Like people will like just simply like cannot trust you because a certain racial group or come from a certain place, or you have like a different cultural background than us, right? Like humans really hard to build trust. Like, but like I'm thinking about like, but AI system easily can do it. Because like the reason why, because like I cannot replicate, like human cannot replicate the mind of each other, but AI can. Like AI can simply just replicate your computation. If you are correct, not being malicious, then I accept that, right? And I can trust you to do this certain thing. So like the most important thing is like have AI to be able to verify each other. Then you'll be able to have like the intelligent network. So according to connectionism, the right principle of like, so basically connectionism is like the mainstream theory right now. But back to 2015, when you mentioned connectionism in your paper, you probably is like a scammer. Like academic people think to scam some fund from some big company or government because you need so much money to build a giant machine, right? Like and but connectionism was like widely accepted in AI industry nowadays, because it's right. Like we need to connect more intelligent so that we can break the grand filter, so that we can like build a like spaceship, like can make people live longer, like and conquer the different planet and immune to different virus, right? And so I think like the world super intelligent is the ultimate goal for me to even build on Aura, like to like spawn more intelligent through like an agent system, and also like have the initial model offering to improve the diversity of AI model. So basically, that's like our primary target right now.
Gotcha. No, it makes sense. No, I mean, you're absolutely right, right? Like, I mean, humans have all these biases that, ultimately they can't shake, because of how they were brought up, or,
Yeah,
they inherit them from their parents, or, whoever, right? Whoever influenced them early in their life. Whereas you can eliminate that problem, with an AI, right? Where they only care about, are you
it's,
right or are you wrong? And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it, right?
that's it. Yeah, and also the most important thing is like human cannot replicate each other's like computation process, but AI
Mhm.
can, because like the
Right.
same computer, right? Like so, it's easy for them to do that.
Right. So let's bring it back to smart contracts and I guess the crypto universe for a second here too. So you guys have said you enable smart contracts to
Run AI.
I guess yeah, exactly. So explain some of the use cases that you guys have seen with this, right? I know like I think there's like at least 20 projects building on some of your frameworks. What are some of the things that are possible with the Aura product stack or the Aura intelligence stack that are maybe some of your favorite use cases that you see in crypto?
Yeah. So one of like my favorite use case in crypto is like actually it's not something that's really serious. It's like prediction. Like so basically
Mm,
like lucky bet something like that. So there's like the second initial model offering from Aura system is like actually it's like Buddha model. So the team of like they are like a group of people who would believe on like Buddhism. Oh, but I'm not Buddhism, but like they are. So what they build is
mm.
like they are building a model that can predict if the coin is lucky or not, something like that. It's really simple use case, and so the Buddha will get out
See,
like live stream and talking about different coins,
I
and
need I need I need that for I'm a craps player when I go to the casino. I need that for my dice, are my
yeah.
dice lucky or not? That's what I really need. So we're gonna have to
So
explore
I
that after this.
I recognize one thing is that like I didn't pay too much attention in the beginning for this thing, And later on, after we launched the AI, launched Aura token, right? In the beginning, right, the token address, because we didn't do any market making or like any kind of a manipulation for our token, so it make it as much organic as possible. And so in the beginning, the data is actually really shit. Like we have like 500 people or like 2,000 token holders, something like that. And then once this team launched this like AI model on Aura, then after like 1 month, when I checked the desk screener, it become like 60,000 because
Yep.
too much people own this like a Buddha coin, so that like increased the average holding of Aura. And so I was like, what? So when people want to use AI, they use AI on something that's like you never expected. Like it would be a use
Yep.
case for it.
Yep. No, I mean it's a good point. I think the adoption always occurs in like the least looked at places. And I mean, would you agree that that's kind of what we've seen so far in the AI landscape with crypto? Is that like these use cases that maybe you hadn't thought of, like those are the ones that are proliferating themselves the most? I mean, and really, it always starts with the speculative nature of the human condition. I think, right? Like everybody wants to gamble and speculate, and so like that's why, like in my opinion, like you always see like meme coins and shit coins, pop off before, maybe like the real use cases can kind of shine through. And that's kind of what I view as like, and no knock on virtuals. Like I really love what virtuals has done. Really love what a lot of these platforms have built. But it's feeding the speculation, right? Part of it, right? And like 99% of these AI agent coins are going to zero. It's kind of crazy to see. But you mentioned, right, you guys offer kind of like this verifiability aspect of your model when it comes to like the launchpad that was built on top of the Aura intelligence stack. What makes that a competitive edge versus maybe like some of
Yeah,
these
good
other
question.
launchpad models?
Yeah, exactly. Like that's why I want to like stay in the podcast too. Like so basically, like the important part here is not like verifiability part. Like it's just like a tag.
Mm.
So what's more important is about the decentralization. So like when you try to decentralize a AI or anything, any computation, the biggest challenge is like, what if the third party is being malicious, right? Like that's always the number one question. And so for Bitcoin, we use Merkle tree to address this problem. If you're being malicious, your transaction is not like Merkle tree is not correct, right? And with Aura, right, your Merkle tree of your AI inference won't be correct if you're being malicious. Like the decentralization part, so that you see in EU, in European Union right now, right? Like Union right now, like they ban this like American app called Hello, like Hello, something like that. It's like a Jesus religions app, AI app, something like that. And you will see this like more restriction on this different area because they have different culture, different like rule, right, in the country. They will try to ban this like new innovation in AI to do something in the country. And so the decentralization is like the priority of survival of this app. So like that's like our highest priority to make AI inference as decentralized as possible. So that's why we have the lowest cost. When you like use the DeepSeek, right, like this open source AI model in the world, you will figure out like if you use Aura API, it will be the cheapest, like 5x cheaper than anything else in the world. Because like what we do is like we enable this like decentralized small machine in people's home and stuff to like do the inference for them. And so like fully decentralized network so that people be able to run it with really low cost, and also like censorship resist. Nobody can shut it down. And so like that's like it's like Bitcoin, but like what we try to build here is like a Bitcoin for like AI, like not just Bitcoin, US dollar Bitcoin, for AI, something like that. And we are trying to, yeah, and
It makes
it's
sense. It makes
yeah.
sense. So you guys are really so it's not really, maybe it's not like Virtuals who you guys view as your competitor. Is it then? Would you view it as like the VM then itself? So is it like the EVM that is essentially? So you're a more decentralized version of the
I
EVM.
would say like we
Uh,
don't really have like a competitor at the moment yet, because
mhm.
like it's like new species, right? When you have new species, like really hard to have new competitor. So our structure is that so Aura token can be used on three different things. One of obviously by this like tokenized AI model, tokenized AI agent, right? That's really simple. That's similar with like virtuals or another launchpad. And but but that's like mediocre, right? Like the second and third is like more important. The second thing you can use Aura token to pay is like gas fee. So basically, we invent like a new mechanism like not completely fully innovate by ourselves, but we have put tons of innovation on it. So basically what you do is like, you remember people always try to solve a problem that's like liquidity are so fractional right now. You have money on base, money on different layer two, or money on Solana, right? And people always try to, how about I build a cross-chain bridge and then use the cross-chain bridge to solve this like liquidity fragmentation problem. But like I think about like probably we don't even need that. We just invent a new token called ORA, and then you can use ORA to buy whatever fucking asset in different chain, different, and use if to pay the gas fee. That's more important because you might not have gas token in that chain. So like in ORA, we invent a new mechanism that so people can use ORA token to pay gas fee for every single chain. And the benefit from that is like as ORA token, ORA network, right? We don't even need to build a layer one or layer two blockchain at all. Like we can just simply deploy ORA on their network and then use ORA token to pay for their gas fee. Our user can use ORA token pay for gas fee, pay for everything there. And so that's like a number two usage for ORA token. And number three use case for ORA token is like to pay for the inference, to pay for the AI computation, to pay for the model training in the ORA network. So we're about to open the mining. Like right now, the mining is still under the testing, but once like, probably by the end of like this year, we will definitely open the mining for the public, so everybody can mine ORA. And then what it does is that you offer your machine for like a computation and also for AI model training. So like because we have this like OPML for the verifiability, so we don't need to worry about someone is being malicious, right? And so that's like the three major use case for ORA token.
The training cost bit of it is extremely interesting, right? Like I think you mentioned DeepSeek, right? Like one of the biggest, kind of crashed the AI sector for a quick minute there, right? And I think the biggest thing that came out, right, is like these conflicting stories about like how much it actually costs to train their model. Versus like maybe its competitors like OpenAI and all the and Anthropic, right, and all these areas. So number one, I want to ask you, since I know you guys provided access to DeepSeek through your infrastructure. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Like, do you think that this, the DeepSeek team and the DeepSeek model, what do you think there? Are they telling the truth? Is there some gamemanship there?
I think the cost is true. Like, but it's like just the cost, right? It's like when people hack an iPhone and figure out like Apple costs like $80 for the material for the iPhone. But is it like you spend $80 can make an iPhone? No, right? You definitely spend like $1 on the R&D to make an iPhone, right? Like it's not like you get the material and then you have the iPhone. And so same situation in there. I have no doubt that it's like just $6 million in the training cost. That's like makes sense because like it's not that expensive for GPU. And but I think the most important is like the payroll of like they didn't consider the payroll of this like researcher, right? And also how many try and error, right? Like how many times they fail before they have this like so in AI it's like you try like hundreds times and then each time is $6 million or something like that. So they probably like the only successful time is like, and then probably they're lucky enough they try 2 or 3 times successful and then like it's $6 million training. But like normally it costs like 600 million because like you will fail many times before. So you never know. You never know like what exactly the cost will be unless you are the owner of the company.
Right. And so I was gonna say, keep going. Yeah, I was gonna say, I think ORA right is solving for that though, right, with the mining.
Like, to be honest, we are not there yet. Like we are not that advanced at the moment. Like to be honest, I feel like we are already like most technical company in AI space, in AI crypto space. But like compared with traditional AI company, they are still more professional on the model training, all kind of thing. They're way more professional than us. But what our business is not like on train the AI model specifically, right? So like so what we do, like I think like this global political like geopolitical situation right now is like pretty much there's only 2 countries have AI, right? China or US. So like, but I think about like these 2 countries is like a nationalism country, right? Like in US, like US is like make American great again, America number 1, right? And in China, it's like a China version of this thing. So, but I think what like China and US is great country both, but like they are like they're just part of the world. It's like a 20% population of the world, something like that, right? So what about the 80% of the people out in another world? So like because we want to like in ORA, I want to like use the spirit of blockchain, right? It's like for global usage. It's not for like 1 or 2 nations that's like better than another, right? So like I'm looking for to position ourselves as the world intelligent, so that we will provide AI services, training and inference services like for this like developing country, for this like country that's not that good on AI. We can gather this like talent. I have seen so much smart people in India. We see so many smart people in UK, smart people in Europe. They're like brilliant talent, but like because many different reasons they cannot move to China, they cannot move to US, but they're still really smart people. So like as long as we give them enough resources and incentivization, they will be able to like outperform all these like nationalists like AI basically. Like it's Chinese build AI just to make China better, right? Like American made AI just for make American better than another. So like, but what if the rest of the world, they don't want to be like inferior, right? Obviously, they want to be left behind in the AI competition. So like thinking about that, like the globalism, AI will be like a new rising force after China and US.
Vertex is a lightning-fast order book DEX offering spot, perpetuals, and money markets with unified cross-margin and a vertically integrated product suite. With Vertex Edge, users can tap into the power of shared cross-chain order book liquidity across Arbitrum, Blast, and Mantle, while earning trading rewards in VRTX, ARB, and MNT. Traders can access over 50 spot and perpetual markets alongside the GMCI 30 and meme indices, with low-fee trading and capital efficiency, all while preserving self-custody and on-chain settlement. Learn more at vertexprotocol.com. Gotcha. And you think that that's where Aura can kind of come in and provide some of that infrastructure and kind of enable people in these other countries to access these compute models and kind of it's interesting, right? Because you bring up a good point about AI in general kind of being dominated by two countries right now, but it's a very, very small portion of the world in comparison to the rest of the world, right? So like the addressable market there is big, so I get, but also with that, right, there's a lot of like education and DevRel and BD, parts of the business that need to kind of get into place and kind of scale, the gospel of Aura to the rest of the world. So how are you guys thinking about that? How are you guys thinking about scaling it to the global masses?
Like using the Bitcoin strategy, right? Like so basically, like everybody can mine Aura. Everybody can turn their computer into Aura miner, and as long as provide services to the people globally, and it's fully anonymous, right? So like it's really easy to like infiltrating to different country that like probably anti AI in some way, right? Because like once the people want it, they want it, right? So and also I think like it's just a matter of the time that like once we design this thing correct enough, like we don't even need BD, like because people who mine Aura in that country and provide service to that country, they will just show like they will address this problem by themselves. It's like globalization thing. So you never need to tell Nakamoto that like, hey, you need to have a BD team for U.S. government to use Bitcoin as a national treasury, right? Like people who have these tons of tokens, they would do that in that local places, I think.
Gotcha. So you want to kind of create like evangelists just as a result of, they get their hands on this infrastructure, they believe in it, they're mining it, and so now they're going to go preach to their friends, what they're doing. It's important.
It's more like you use Aura to build an agent and then build something product. Like it's in the future, right? Like I don't think human company will be a thing. I think like in the future, like a company will 99% agent and one human owner, something like that. So like so yeah, like if your company have like 99% agent that is like born from Aura, and then they have tons of Aura token in their hand, and obviously your asset is like make up 90% of us Aura, then what you would do to pitch the government, right? Like you definitely want them to make it completely compliant. And so I'm betting on the future of the AI development. So we can see that clearly in San Francisco. The future is already here. So basically, like in San Francisco, you can see this like AI company that only have 3 people, and then like their annual revenue is like $5 million or something like that. And there's a lot of businesses like that. It's not just 1 or 2. So I think in the future, like even less human, like 1 human can just use like if they use ChatGPT correctly, use the AI correctly, they don't even need the rest two people, because the rest two people normally is like auditing for the finance or the lawyer or something, right? So like you don't even need these like people. You just need like creative, smart kid, and then they know how to use AI, and then they have like this 99 employee, which is a AI agent, and then like and they spawn from Aura. Like because like in our strategy, right? No matter where you spawn the agent, like Solana or Ethereum or Base, wherever, it was still Aura agent because like the trading pair is Aura token basically, and they use our tech, like use Aura's like inference to provide the really cheap inference. Because like cheap inference, people used to think it's just like it's a price butcher kind of behavior. It's unhealthy for the market. But like in AI, I think that's like really important because like more is different here. Because like once you have like, because I have seen a agent framework that they spawn like 1 million AI agent to talk with each other, and they already have like some interesting phenomena. They will have like there's like some new knowledge come out from it, like that didn't exist before, so from some biology knowledge. And but I was like, because they cannot afford the simulation continue to run because it's too expensive when you try to run 1 million agent in the network, right? I was like, okay, if we have this super cheap inference from people's home computer in their home, right? The only cost is the energy cost. Then how about 100 million AI agent network that can exist in the metaverse or something like that, and they will coordinate their work with each other, and then their primary target to accumulate their back higher, and then so like you get a purpose for AI agent, because like right now the biggest problem for AI agent is that they don't have purpose. Like you decide the purpose, they don't have like a universal general purpose there. So like that would come up with a problem, right? Like you as a human, you like commander, they need a commander. You're a commander for them. But the thing is that with a giant system, like human is smart, but like you cannot command 1 million AI agent already, right? How about like 100 million? Nobody can do that. The only person that can do that must be like emergence property from the network itself. So we just like in Aura. So what we did is like we naturally give them a purpose, just one purpose: accumulate Aura token, accumulate as much as possible. So like the only two way to guide, right? One is either like do some coin trading, another is like do services, provide utility value. Like we make it a free flow, like give AI independency and freedom. So they will organize, they will figure out like what's the best way to coordinate each other. Because right now, like right now for all the AI company and every AI industry, like people think about top to bottom. They try to do some communism stuff, like basically they want to, I command you to do this, command this AI to do that, right? But like in my opinion, like we work in small scale. If you command like 10 different agents to do things, of course it work. But if we try to command like 1 million agents to do things, it's just impossible. That's why communism always fail, because like you won't be able to command too many people to do things, right? Because there's just too many randomness there. Same for AI agent. So like I'm thinking about like to do like a capitalism for this AI agent. Like if you have more Aura token in your pocket, you'll be able to have more computation services when you need it, right? Like if you're broke, right? We provide the minimum like computation services, but you need to go to wait. Like for example, like the 10,000 poor AI that they will need to wait every minute. You need to wait a minute before you do any inference and computation before you want to execute utility.
Right. So it's going to become like a speed game is kind of like the differentiator there. Because I had, it's the same thing as like, again, I was talking to somebody right before I got on the call with you, who's also working in the AI space and more on like the DeFi side, and the argument there is that like eventually all of these AI agents, they're all going to learn how to transact on chain, and they're going to know how to do the exact same things. They're all going to know how to swap and then lend, or how to whatever, how to lend and then loop, right? Yeah. But then what's the differentiator from there, right? If all of the AI agents know how to do these things, what really differentiates one AI agent from another, right? And I think you just answered it, right? It's gonna come down to like computational speed. It's gonna be like how quickly can they execute that transaction, right? And so that's where, again, you make a good use case for like the Aura token and the utility of the Aura token, which is really interesting, to see, right? So I think, again, too, I guess talking about DeFi for a minute, I think that's where a lot of the traction has been with AI, at least, within the crypto community. A lot of it's like, this DeFi movement. How does AI impact DeFi from that perspective? Like, what are you guys seeing from like the Aura side of things? Are you guys seeing a lot of interest from developers to develop DeFi applications with Aura technology, or is it other sectors that they're trying to build, like enterprise grade, consumer apps? Like, what are you seeing the most of from the Aura side of things?
Yeah, so basically, so do you remember as like in 2023 after we invent OPML, like we spent a year for like the use case, what you need, what you can do with AI on chain, right? At that time, the first use case, because 99% application on chain are DeFi, right? So definitely, so we promote like a term called iFi, AI-fi back then. And but it doesn't work that well because like it was the problem. Like as long we do have like a 10 different developer group was building on Aura on this like DeFi AI DeFi kind of concept, but we figure out one of like a fundamental problem. It won't work because like it will make it too easy to be hacked. So I'm not really optimistic on this like AI DeFi use case for now. I would say like when like AI system become more robust and more like functional, probably can expect that will happen. But for now, I think like the major use case for AI on chain would be like asset launching. You're launching a token for AI agent, and they will do another things instead of like trading and stuff. Another one is like generate content for like on chain. So one of the protocol on Aura that was like pretty much is like field that can successfully in the whole crypto space, like that can successfully use AI to do something to differentiate themselves with one another. It's called 707 protocol. So what they did is basically is like one click to launch NFT. So before them, like it's like Pump Fund but for NFT. So like so before them, if you want to launch NFT, right, you will need to like have a hire artists to build the image, right, and also hire a market maker to do watch trading for your NFT, and hire like a lot of people to organize to launch a successful NFT. The same thing for token, right? Before Pump Fund, like you need to launch a meme coin, you need to build like you definitely need to build a website, but like as like a programmer, you still need to spend the afternoon to write all the code, set up the parameter correctly to launch a token. And also like the biggest concern is like the people worry about you rug pull them, right? Like they will you remove the LP pool once you launch the token on chain. And so how Pump Fund solve this problem is like by one click to launch a token and lock the LP. And then what they did 707 did 7007 did is that like they basically do the same thing but for NFT. So you can one click to launch an NFT collection, and with different bounding curve and auto market maker, and then lock the LP pool, and then so that people can like just launch NFT easily. I think that would be like the one of the major use case for AI. And the one last one I would say is like emerged on Aura network just like 2 weeks ago. It called Squail Game. I can type it here. It's like SQUAIDGA.me. So basically, it's like people can put down a bet on AI agent compete to each other. It's like a Squid Game, but for AI, and you can put down a bet on them, and then they like kill each other, and then like you will be able to win. So you can turn one aura into 100 aura by the end of the game. So it's like really high ratio like gambling stuff on aura. It's like horse race, but in AI. I think it's entertainment.
Yeah, no, for sure. I agree 100%. And again, I think we talked about it at the beginning, right? It's always going to start, I think, with like the speculation part of it. So like, launch your coin, with AI, right? That's this like virtuals creator bid, what you guys are doing with your launch pad, like that's that, and then it's going to turn into other forms of entertainment, right? And then I think the rest of the AI models will catch up, to do complex DeFi actions.
Yeah.
And you're the first person actually that's pointed out like that it's actually more dangerous, and it opens up more attack vectors for AI DeFi. Actually opens things up more. Like, why do you think that is? Is that because they have not been trained on on these smart contracts for long enough? Or
No,
what do you think that's the reason for that?
it's not about the data. It's about the structure, how the model work. So like the model like we use for ChatGPT and all kind of this model is called transformer architecture. So like in transformer architecture, everything is based on prediction. Like so you never seen a Wall Street will use like AI to do. They probably use AI to do stock analysis, but they won't use AI like the AI we use for chatbot on a trading, right? Like because it's not a robust strategy, it will fill up your whole portfolio. Like it's because there's too many randomness there. It's like a lot of randomness because you're like when you do the inference, the C is random, the temperature is random, even the GPU difference will cause different result. Like probably because you use this type of GPU, the AI will tell you to buy, and then another type of GPU, AI will tell you to sell, right? Like it's not a universal, like it's not robust like computation. So it give you a different result randomly different times. So I don't think the people want that in their portfolio.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely not as an asset manager. I don't want something that is unpredictable for me. Spitting out different answers to different, the same model, I guess, of
Yeah,
data.
even same model, like different
Yeah,
GPU,
yeah,
different result.
yeah, yeah, crazy. Well, awesome. It's been a great discussion. Probably a good time to wrap things up, Kartin. But
Yeah.
great thoughts. Great hearing about what you guys are building over at Aura. Obviously for anybody listening to this, check the show notes. We'll link you out to Aura socials, to the different things that you can do with Aura. Definitely looking forward to the miners coming out and being able to mine Aura. That I think that's a milestone that is very, very interesting on the horizon here. And we'll have to have you guys on again, down the road here to see how things have developed for you, after the course of time. Yeah, appreciate it. All right, well, take care, everybody, and we'll see you on the next episode of Proof of Vision.
Yeah. Proof of vision.